Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. As it was in the beginning, is now, ever shall be, world without end. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Was in the beginning, is now, ever shall be, world without end. And in every day and every way, let the peace of the earth be made stronger by love's co-creation with our higher self. Oh. Morning. Is that what I supposed to say? That's what we are always thinking whenever we are in conversation. And I try not to say anything unless I got something to say. I try not to say anything unless I have something positive to add. I try not to say anything so I can listen. Because listening is one of my better skills. And when I actively listen, just like when I actively breathe, it brings my higher self within the construct of the community. And it brings me to the point of focus where I keep my eye on the ball. And I just don't let my... Daydreaming is a good thing, but it should be like active daydreaming, not just let the little squirrel in your head go asunder. How are you doing, Marshall? I just waking up. I meditated about half hour. Boy, I could sit up, and I'm thinking of going down the hill. Winter is here. It's dang cold. It's like -9 right now, and it's not even winter yet. It is December. Is that a good thing, Marshall? Or do you want to sleep more? I mean, when I'm out in the deep green, you know, well, I'm back again. Oh, it's interesting. Yes, I yawned. How, whatever, likes to distract me by knocking me off and breaking the beam and killing the connection. But I'm back. And so Marshall is, do you want to sleep more? Because, as an old guy, I don't need to sleep that much, but I do like to sleep. Like I said, an alert response to the times. I like that. I was thinking the same thing, Marshall, that, the topic is, what am I supposed to say? Things just seem so just not even real. But if you look at history, when they going back, and not with a prejudice sense of the scholastic, but just kind of with an open mind, you see the freaking world has been as nuts as this as long as they've been writing it down, right? And they asked Thucydides, so what's history? What's written history? And he said, whatever. Yeah, I'm back now. Whatever the Romans pay me to write. Right? So that's kind of it, And so Donnie is pretty cool, because he is basically stating the obvious, fake news, witch hunt, everyone who was going after being a communist in the 1950s, they sure knew it was a witch hunt, man. I mean, the history doesn't even tell it. Hundreds of thousands of people were taken out, and they were all good people. They were all heroes of World War II. They were all people who built America, the Union movements, We had this one little period between the Civil War and 1970, almost 100 years, from 1870 to 1970, where, the manifest destiny of the imperial state was changing from Europe to the United States. And as long as we had the West to expand out into the average white guy, could actually be free, Poor indigenous folk had to die, and the numbers of indigenous folk who died from Christopher Columbus to now is something close to 600 million souls. If you're going from, the North Pole, Greenland, Iceland, Canada, Maine, all the way down to Texas, Mexico, Alaska, Central America, South America, all the indigenous people who were living there before Christopher Columbus, and from Chris to today, about 600 million folk. I mean, St. Louis was a indigenous people's capital. They had a center there that had a million or two folk there in a city sense, kind of like Babylon, Mesopotamia. It was, at the time, it was way more sophisticated and cultured than London or Rome. So, and then you put it into context of like Chris to today, and you kind of look at it without any, like I said, academic prejudice, and you'll be like, what the fuck? And here we are, Donnie's like the X-Lax of, the body politique. He's emptying the colon of the corruption of the, as those folks, Mr. Q likes to say, the deep state. That's not too deep. It's just on the surface, the deep state. It's like what you can see. We got the best politicians money can buy. Anyway, this is too much for 8 a.m. I know. It is, like I said, what am I supposed to say? I don't, And our chats have been really great for the last couple of weeks. I mean, they were great before, but we're getting up to steam here. I think, Marshall, didn't you say we're like the little pebbles in the pond turning into a tsunami? I mean, yeah, last night was good. The night before, the last few weeks have been pretty amazing. And the mornings have been not too shabby either. Because some of, our cadre is all over the planet. It's not like they're all in New Jersey. They're everywhere. Canada, Europe, Asia, Africa. They're everywhere. And so they're all in, like I'm trying to wake up, and some of the folks there are already at, home from work. So it's an interesting dialectic, that's for sure. Anyway, unless, Marshall, are you coming home from work, or just waking up like me? Because there's only one of you there. So, Marshall, anytime you want, you can get a hold of me, and anyone else can. Excuse me. At the Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. And I, let's see, got up before 4, so not too early for subject matter. Is there anything, like I said, when I'm living in the deep green, I have no distractions. So I go to sleep when the sun goes down, and I wake up when the sun goes up. Which is, my body got used to that this summer. I was there pretty much from May 1st until the middle of October when it got nippy. And, it's good to sleep that much. And part of it is there is no wavelengths, no distraction, no cell phone, no TV, no internet, no nothing to distract me. And there's no light. When I turn up my light, it is dark 30, right? Only when there's a full moon is there any really kind of light. But, my little hut is in a little holler, so I don't get moonlight on it for that long, if that long at all. So, what can I say? That's all I can say. So it's now 13 minutes and 52 seconds. So, Marshall, unless you got something on your mind, I'm going to leave at 15:15. Right? And I'm going to go down to my favorite little breakfast spot, have a cup of coffee and wake up, and have my favorite omelet. And then maybe I'll come back on and speak a little longer. But I just wanted to give you a little wake-up call, see who was out there. Marshall, and anyone else who goes back and look at this. So in about an hour or so, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, I will come back. And I'd love it if somebody had something they wanted to share, or I feel also about midnight watching Sky News. Ooh. Did it stay on? I mean, I listen to, here we have good internet, so I listen to, Linda Moulton Howe, and I forgot what, there's a generalized, UFO channel that carries all those conferences of the different groups, and I just put it on circular, just keeps going to the next and the next and the next. And, the Brown, T. Brown, that guy, he basically discovered or rediscovered, the anti-gravity, or it's not really anti-gravity, it's more like static electricity going against gravity. And that's kind of what flying saucers are. So, there are lots of people, when I was in the conference world in the late 70s and early 80s, we had loads of little science fairs where, we showed off these little scalar and ancient devices that we all rediscovered and were playing with. And if a bunch of chuckleheads like me were playing with it, with really chump change, the black ops world of unlimited cash and resources, I'm sure that, pretty much that's, as Richard Dolan talks about, the secret breakaway civilization that's out there, Solar Warden and et al. Yeah, yeah. So absorbed all of that sleep. Yep, exactly. So I wouldn't do that if I was you. I mean, so I listen to esoteric, strangeness, and that's I don't know if that's any good either, but the fake news. I don't know. Anyway, so we're all having to deal with all of this, and oh, there we go. Uh, I just blab on so much. 1717 went right by me. Okay, 1818. I'm signing off, Marshall. I love you, buddy. So come and listen for me about an hour and a half, okay, or an hour, however long it takes me to get out of here and go down the hill. Okay, buddy. Love you guys. Stay well for if you don't get me until later tonight or whatever. Have a good day. That's all I can say. Have a good day. I'm going to have one, right? And I'm going to keep my eye on the ball and stay awake. Okay. Okay. There we go. 18, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, here we come. Good night. Good morning. I'll see you later.